Energy prices are rising at their highest rate in years. Why is this the case? We find out later in the show.
Salford Red Devils kick off their Betfred Super League season on Friday night. They travel to Castleford Tigers, and we have a view on the current team from one of their former players, Alan Hunt.
And finally, we meet the Salford man who aims to join one of the most secretive organisations in the country. Welcome to Salford Now. I am Lydia Horton.
And I'm Ebony Bailey. Energy prices are going to rise in April after Ofgem announced that they were going to increase the energy price cap by 54%. Our reporter Leon Jones went to find out why this was the case.
A large number of Salford residents are set to be hit by the rising energy prices, and many will be forced to make further cutbacks. Some will even have to decide between electricity, heating and putting food on the table. From the 1st of April this year, 22 million customers will see their energy bills increase. Those on a default tariff, paying by direct debit, will see an increase of £693, whilst those on a prepayment contract will see an increase of £708. I met up with research assistant at the Energy House Labs team, Grant Henshaw, to find out more.
It's been a worldwide kind of increase in demand, a bit of squeeze on the resources. So you have limited resources of gas, all that's being taken up by places like Asia and China. Yeah. COVID kind of reduced the demand for the past 2 years, and now everything's going back to normal. You have the demand increasing again, so you've got increase in the need for fuel. Around 85% of our homes have gas central heating systems, and it's about a third of the country's energy, electricity, is generated using gas.
For young people trying to get onto the property ladder, this is yet another setback. I spoke to Robbie Veazey about his struggles with the energy price hike. How have you been affected by the energy prices going up?
Well, coming into the new year, I was looking at buying a new house with my girlfriend, especially being a young house owner and looking to get on the property ladder. And because of the rise in energy price, it's been a nightmare, especially with prices rising and house prices rising as well. And the cost has just got to a point where it's no longer affordable for us to do so.
The government are introducing a £200 loan scheme that will be repaid in £40 payments over 5 years, but for many this still isn't enough. Leon Jones, Salford Now.
At Prime Minister's questions yesterday, the Prime Minister announced that all remaining coronavirus restrictions in England could be lifted by the end of this month. This includes the removal of the required self-isolation period for people who test positive. We asked residents of Salford how they felt about this.
Your opinion on Boris Johnson ending the isolation period?
It needs to end in a way, but not as much as like stop straight away, but like gradually do it. Like I don't really know much about what he's saying, but yeah.
Do you think that we should still be wary of coronavirus, or is it?
I think we should still be wary of it, but I don't think it's like the worst thing that he's ended it.
Do you think that we should still have isolation?
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit too soon. I think he's jumping the gun a bit. I mean, it's completely unjustified. I mean, we could probably still create our own variant. It's a bit crazy. I mean, there's still plenty of variants out there, still plenty of danger to coronavirus, and not everybody's been vaccinated, so it's just not good. People who are being fired from their jobs for not getting vaccinated, like in the NHS sector, I think that's quite, I don't know, you've got to do it for your job. It's crazy.
I think people are already not being that careful, so it's kind of, it feels a bit like giving people permission to like be careless, I guess, do you know what I mean? Some people obviously need to work to kind of keep themselves going, I guess. So in that way, you know, if you need to work to actually have that money, then it's useful, you know.
The pandemic contributed to a rise in domestic violence reports. Megan Bond spoke to the Salford Survivor Project and Simone Urbank about their efforts to help survivors.
The Salford Survivor Project, founded back in 2013, has created a place for survivors of domestic abuse where they can come together and speak out about their experiences whilst forging new relationships with others. Jane Gregory, who founded the project, believes that speaking out is the only way to change the system.
Once people start talking about their experiences, other people start saying, well, that happened to me. Prior to that, they were too ashamed to say it.
Earlier today, the group took part in one of their ongoing fundraiser events with a sponsored walk around Kearsall Wetlands, which they are doing each day for a month, with it concluding on International Women's Day. Greater Manchester and Salford communities have come together to support each other following the pandemic, which saw a 33% increase in domestic violence reports, although it is believed that a larger number of incidents remain unreported. Simone Urbank has been offering her tattoo services to help individuals with scarring by covering them up.
I covered up someone's ex-partner's name that was abusive to them, and the lady was like really emotional, and it really meant a lot to her to see that gone. Especially when they're visible and people are staring and stuff, I think it can really affect someone. I'm looking forward to just being able to help.
Weekend coming up for Salford's sports teams, with the Salford Red Devils beginning their Betfred Super League campaign and Salford City continuing their push for a playoff position in the EFL League 2. Our reporter Ola Holmes is here with us in the studio. Good afternoon, Ola.
Good afternoon.
And Salford Red Devils have an important match this Friday, what is on the cards for them?
Yeah, so Red Devils are back on the field tomorrow evening with an 8 o'clock kick-off. It's vital for the Red Devils to get a higher position in the league this year because they finished quite low in the league last year. Yeah, and I spoke to Alan Hunt earlier on, and he this is a little clip of what he said.
Well, Ola, Salford start the season with an away fixture against Castleford. A tough prospect. Castleford got a new coach, as do the Red Devils, so they'll both be out to impress. But I just think that Castleford will have just too much firepower. Old boy Nye Levels will always have a say in the game, and it could be a tough start to the season for Salford. As for the season, again, Wakefield, Salford, I see if they get off to a good start in the first month of the season, they can make things a lot easier, but if they don't, it could be really tough. They could find themselves fighting near the bottom along with Olympic Toulouse.
Thanks, Ola.
We told you earlier in the programme about the Salford man who is aiming to join one of the most secretive organisations in the country. Well, the rabbit's out of the hat. I met with magician Tom Murchison-Smith, who is hoping to join the Magic Circle.
Another quick question for you. How many am I using?
1.
2.
Salford-based magician Tom Murchison-Smith isn't just hoping for an abracadabra in 2022, as he's made it his mission to join the Magic Circle. This is a dream that's been brewing in Tom for many years.
Late October, mid-November 2016. 2015, sorry. And I asked my parents for a magic book. And so for Christmas, they got me a book, like a large book called Mark Wilson's Complete Course on Magic, I think it was called. And that has everything from card magic to handkerchief magic to rope magic, the whole kind. That was when it started. And then it's sort of like evolved from there, so I've got many more books. Well, I've probably got about 4 or 5 books now. Mainly card magic, with other bits here and there as well.
In 2020 and 2021, the UK experienced many lockdowns, and lots of citizens used this time to develop existing hobbies and even find new hobbies. Tom Muttershai-Smith used this valuable time to improve his magic skills up to the point where his New Year's resolution for 2022 is to join the Magic Circle by March 2022.
For a bit of context, the Magic Circle is this prestigious society based in London near Euston Station. It was founded in 1905 by David Devant and John Neville Maskelyne in a restaurant. Up until the 90s, it was all men exclusive, up until the 90s when they got their first female members. So personally for me, it's something which has been on my bucket list for the better part of just over 5 years now, almost 6.
After letting me take part in a couple of his tricks, it became very clear that Tom has a talent for magic. And magic circle or not, it's without a doubt that the future is bright for this magician.
Okay.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching.
Goodbye.